Hello, people, and welcome to another Fyxshion Reydiou. Here with Shinja once again, and today we're going to be talking about a really cool anime. This one is really short, but short good, and that will be Mob Psycho 100. So Shinja, can you please tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. So Mob Psycho 100, pretty interesting because it was writing the Hall of Fame Punch Man creator. So if you like One Punch Man, you might like this anime. The difference being One Punch Man was more comedic and kind of taking a little bit of a shit on the whole anime industry, or specifically anime tropes.
Satire.
Yeah. Well, Mob Psycho is actually like a serious anime.
Yeah.
And one of the bigger differences is that the same animation team isn't working for Mob Psycho. So like One Punch Man looks like way nicer.
Yes.
Because they gave it like the budget of like a I don't want to say AAA anime, but like a mainstream anime.
Yes.
Mob Psycho, like they actually like followed more the original author's art style and they were more faithful to it. So it'll look quite different from the get-go. It might look quote unquote crappier, but it looks really, really cool in some of the scenes with like all the like overflowing power and transformations that there are and stuff like that. So it's nice. But it's not bad. It's got a charm to it.
Exactly.
So the anime is basically your protagonist is Mob. He's just your normal middle schooler or junior high schooler. He's not even in high school. He's like 14, maybe 13 years old.
Yeah.
And he's kind of quiet. He keeps to himself. You know, he's not really popular and he's not really good at anything at school. Like really, he's just average. But he has psychic powers. And he actually has like ridiculously strong psychic powers. And because he's afraid to hurt people with his psychic powers, he's gone under the training of this man named Reagan, Arataka Reagan, and he's trying to learn how to use his powers for good and basically become a I don't want to say spirit detective,
Right.
but more like a exorcist sort of kind of guy under Reagan. The catch is Reagan isn't he's not a psychic either. He's just a normal dude. He's manipulating Mob into thinking that he's actually like an actual psychic slash spiritualist person or whatever. But it works out in the end because like even though he's using Mob for his own reasons, he's actually a good role model for him and he's teaching him good lessons. So it's kind of like, I hate you, but you're not a complete ass.
Yes.
So the whole anime just kind of goes on their adventures of just like, you know, exercising a different spirit and the trouble they get into by like the different requests that happen, and it gets kind of more serious later on. And you think from the get-go it's going to be like a gag anime, which is kind of is, but it immediately just kind of turns into like this battle anime.
Extremely. It is mostly all battles. I mean, in each episode there's actually at least 1 or 3 or 4 battles in one episode.
Yeah, they're kind of underwhelming at first. Because how should I say it? Like Mob's character develops throughout the series. Like he starts out not caring, and later on he starts caring more. So like, you know, the whole 100 part in Mob Psycho is like he's basically got a limit on his emotions. So
Right.
when he reaches 100, that's like the maximum threshold on his emotional limit or whatever. So that's when his powers go crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of how the whole anime progresses. You start off at 0, episode 1, and slowly work your way up to like 100 at like the
Yes.
last episode.
Indeed. So as for this anime, I think I started watching it ever since it came out. I think it was on 2016. It was 2 years ago. And
That's about right to me.
yeah. And let's see. Yeah, as Shinja said, this was actually on the hype for. I think One Punch Man ended up a year before this one. Is that correct?
I almost feel like it was like a few months before.
Yeah, I think it was like a few months, or yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, because One Punch Man was still like really fresh when this was like coming out. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's like from the same creator. You know, it's got to be good." Like
Exactly.
everyone's like waiting, like because everyone wanted One Punch Man season 2 already. Like you know, season 1 ended,
ASAP, yeah.
and everyone's like, "When season 2?" So,
Oh, yeah.
Hearing about this, everyone's kind of like, "Oh yeah," like excited, and you know. Also, because
Yes.
everyone was kind of like, I don't know, like it doesn't look as good. You know, that always irked me a little bit because I'm like, you're not even giving it a chance.
Yeah.
That's like you're the people who were saying that were kind of the people who like watched the anime because of like just the fight scenes, or like I should say, just watched the One Punch Man because of the fight scenes. You know, they hadn't read the original manga or whatever, which was kind of the same art style as Mob Psycho. So it was just like, oh man, you're literally basically the demographic that One Punch Man was kind of making fun of a little.
Yes, indeed. It's yeah, since it's a total difference between Mob Psycho and One Punch Man. And as for Mob Psycho, it's more on the serious tone. It's not the battle scenes are more, I cannot say realistic because it's totally OP. But it's more than just like it's just punching a guy and then you win. No, this you have to like, the protagonist gets hit so many times. You'll see that on mostly every episode. Yeah. So.
I think the bigger difference is in like the drive, or like the, how should I say this? Like the darkness in each story. Like so One Punch Man is kind of like, you know, every fight is just like, I'm a villain because I'm a villain. That's literally like kind of like the backstory to each villain. I'm bad because I'm bad. And then Saitama comes in like,
okay,
I punch stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like Saitama has a backstory and we see it and we're like, oh wow, that's like actually like mendable, and there's some like there's some like hint at like a deeper lore going on or whatever, you know, clearly.
Yeah.
But like that's basically all One Punch Man. Like there's no explanation to anything. It's kind of like, this is what's happening now, and you know, it's all about just like, let's just go straight into like the punching and the fighting. It's like, well, it's great.
Oh yeah.
Mob Psycho is more like, it investigates like how like the sibling relationship that Mob has. Like, so Mob has a brother that he looks up. I think it's his older brother actually. And so he has this brother who's perfect in every way, but doesn't have psychic powers. And Mob wants to be like him. But then like his brother, like later on we start seeing that he's actually jealous of
it's vice
Mob's
versa.
powers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. and so it starts investigating like those like feelings and that story, like that chemistry between these two characters, that like they want what each other has, but like they don't realize like, you know, what kind of pain like they're each going through for because of what, you know, they have, or like because of like those things. So and then, you know, you start seeing like the different dynamics of the other villains like being involved. Like some of them are just, I'm bad because I'm bad, really.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the story gets kind of darker and more twisted.
Yeah.
In Mob Psycho. At least it gets darker and more twisted faster, because who knows, One Punch Man could get that way too later on.
Yes.
But like kind of from the get-go, and it deceives you because the first few episodes are kind of like the same One Punch Man sort of thing, where like protagonist gets beat up and literally just has a smile on his face, or like a derpy no like emotional response sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, as for this anime, I give the author some really respect, because he gives charms for both of them, and mostly for Mob Psycho, since it's like his second, if I'm not mistaken, his second art. And Mob Psycho, Mob Psycho is mostly, the animation is just pure art. I mean, I love the animation myself, because it's an animation so hard to do, because today the distortion in the characters is not common, and some animators just don't know how to use it wisely. But in this anime, the distortion, like you see like the face is wobbling and 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 everything moving around, then that is called a distortion. So
you a great point, because like, you know, it's very common for like, to see that in anime nowadays, like you said. Like, what is it, Naruto has a fight scene like that, like, or Boruto, or both of them. Yeah, like, they have fight scenes.
The fight against pain.
Yeah, and other stuff where like the art quality drops significantly, but the animation like skyrockets, quote unquote skyrocket.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of it's all mostly done in CG.
Oh yeah.
Because like you can see, like, there's quote unquote camera movements happening and whatnot. That's why they drop the quality, so you're not able to tell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so, you know, it can either look epic, or it could be like, I have no fucking idea what's happening right now.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So Naruto did a good job on some of those fights. I can't think of any that stand out to me right now. There was one in Boruto that I saw that like someone highlighted on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that actually looks decent.
Yeah.
And then another one that just did it actually is Black Clover.
Oh yeah.
Latest episode, they have an episode like that, and people were hyping it up. I personally didn't like it. I still think the whole episode was kind of epic, but the animation, like, I had no idea what was going on. I couldn't follow it. Like, you know, it just...
It was everywhere.
Had explosions here. Yeah, let's add explosions here just to make it look cool, and then, like, let's stretch this, like, really crazy, and, like, I'm like, this isn't choreographed at all. You're literally just throwing stuff around. That's what it feels like. You know?
Yeah.
So, Mob Psycho, I feel like did it great because, first of all, the art isn't like super high quality to begin with. So, when it shifts to that, it feels a little more natural. You know, it's obviously more dirty looking, but it's like it was already somewhat dirty, like drawing style. You know, so like when it like switched to it, it kind of like feels a little more natural transition, and it makes way more perfect sense for Mob Psycho because like there's like psychic powers and whatnot, and so it's a lot of lights and explosions and stuff. So it just looks epic, and
yes.
they did it right.
Yes, that's yeah, it's a hard to animate these days since like you could see most of the Mob Psycho series this season was drawn. Obviously there are some parts that there are CGI, but it's just mostly pure art right there. It's just like wow. Within just 13 episodes, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was 25.
Yeah, it was really
I
short.
could be wrong.
Yeah, well, I think it was 13 episodes. I don't think it was that long though.
Yeah, it moved pretty quick.
Yeah, so this anime, I totally give the animators props. I still do not know the animators. Let's see if I can like find them. I think it's a weird studio, but let's see. Cause as for right now, animes today, they find this kind of animation kind of like cartoony. And for me, I mean, this anime for me, it's pure art because of the distortion, and when you add a distortion in characters, you're breaking character, but also manage to get what you want to portray in their powers. And this anime is power. It's psychic powers, and most of all these characters have these kinds of powers, and the animation just gives justice to these kinds of powers, and that is what I love about it. There is actually my favorite character is actually one of the bad guys. It's weird, but yeah. He has red hair. I think his name is Shosuke, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Shosuke, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to think.
So about this guy though, it's all because I like how he fights Mob at some point.
Sho Suzuki.
Yeah, that's him, the ginger guy.
Oh yeah, dude, he's like end of the series, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he appears like 3 times or 4. I don't know, but I don't remember that much, but just some couple of times. Just
yeah.
But
I remember he appeared at the very end, and it was like he kind of appeared out of nowhere. He was like, "I'm the real bad guy" or something.
Yeah, totally. And I like him because of his. He is still a freaking kid, and he has this arrogance that I was like, man, I really do like this dude, but yeah, I mean, when he appeared like randomly, like you said, I was like, okay, I just found my favorite character. Like, there you go. Oh god,
Yeah,
so
my favorite character is my favorite character has to be Reagan, the mentor.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just like, you know, like I said at the beginning, like you think he's kind of an ass or whatnot, but he gets away with so much bullshit. like everyone, like, or not everyone, but his customers think he's an actual psychic. Mob still think he's a psychic or whatever. And then like end of the series, he kind of just like actually like bullshits himself into thinking that he's awesome. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of his like his attitude in general, where he like just acts kind of like a know-it-all, but kind of like gets away with it, is what like I like. It's kind of like the whole Mr. Satan thing from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, from Dragon Ball, yeah.
But I feel like he pulls it off better. But it's like, you know, like at first it's kind of like you just like Mr. Satan, but like then you end up liking him later on as well. So I guess it is.
Yeah, indeed. What about the music? I think the music was electronic, and I was I was really into it. Even though even today's music from anime, I'm really skeptical, and I really got into the music in this anime really well. Although, let's see if I can find the studio that animated the series. Okay, let's see. There's actually a live action of it though.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a.
Is it good? I'm really scared. I don't know. Man.
Apparently it ran the beginning of this year. There's from January 18th to April 5th, and so I have not seen it, but maybe Japan does a pretty good job at live action sometimes. But I think the music was made by Kenji Iwai of the Bone Studio.
Yeah, Bone Studios. Yeah, I've heard of that one. Yes. Alright, yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah, it's animators from Wolf's Rain, Fullmetal Alchemist. Yeah. Okay. Darker Than Black. Soul Eater. Okay, they have these are legit. This is no Eureka 7. These are not.
Oh, they did the Eureka 7.
I think Eureka 7. The one.
Oh, the other one, yeah.
Yeah, the
Well, this one just says Eureka 7. I don't know about the other. They did adaptations of Fullmetal Alchemist, apparently.
Yeah, so both of them, though. This is a legit studio, though. This is... Yeah. And they're right now, animating My Hero Academia, though. Yeah, so... This is a really big-ass studio with, of course, let's see how I put this, okay? Because I know that a lot of people been really skeptical with, since One Punch Man has this weird feeling for, you know, the satire, and the plot is you know, way too cliche and all that, and they see Mob Psycho on the other side, and like, don't compare them both, okay? They just separate them both. It's the same creator, yes, but at the same time, they're both very, very different. So as for Mob Psycho, I fully recommend it. It's just fun to watch, and the fighting scenes. I mean, what fighting scenes that we can like remember right now? I think mostly all about Mob, of course.
Yeah, I mean it's usually always Mob.
Yeah.
Like the only fight that you can highlight everyone else is like near the end when they actually get a chance to fight on their own.
Yeah.
But like always the fights with Mob are the ones that always shine because there's always this huge gap between Mob and everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So the first fight that I can think of is the fight where he goes to save his brother in the alleyway when he's about to get abducted, you know, by the big buff dude.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
So Mob comes in and he starts getting his butt kicked.
Yeah.
But then, you know, he loses his shit and it just basically
the
destroys
percentage,
everything.
Yeah, the percentage, it goes to from 1 and then goes to 20 and then goes to, it keeps on increasing and then he loses his shit.
He's like, okay, I can't do this anymore or whatever. I don't think he actually hit 100 or something, but like he went insane.
He went OP and the animation went, holy freaking shit.
Yeah,
That's
like
good.
one of the first instances where the animation just like completely like we said, it gets all dirty and
Oh yeah.
stuff. So it's really awesome. And then obviously like the final few fights in the very final fight actually of the series, like that one also like just went crazy because we reached 100%, boys. So
that went crazy. That yeah, that one went crazy. That once he gets to 100%, that is just the peak right there. I'm not actually a manga reader of that one, but I don't know if he gets above 100.
It technically he does. It's the whole like My Hero Academia thing where it's like, you know, go further, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like surpass your limits almost. It's like here's 100%, and this is beyond 100%. It's also like Dragon Ball, you know.
Right. Yes. So yeah, this is a not your average shonen type of anime. It's totally different. Of course, it has this high school thing, and the bully thing, and the overpower thing. But it's just a different story with different characters. And let's see what else can we talk about of Psycho Shinja. Because I'm trying here to like remember 2016 all over again. I've been like recap some fight scenes this week, but yeah, they've all been good to me really, and the animation has been, you know, well done. And I hope that second season, which is coming next month, is that correct?
Yeah, second season starts January 2019, so you know, basically less than a month away. Yes. It's gotta be a good way to start off the new year.
Oh yeah. Yes, I want that mob. I want that Psycho again, though. It's just amazing how, and I think they took their time to animate this one, just like their the other studios are animating the One Punch Man one. But yeah, it's a fully recommended anime. I assure you won't be disappointed. Of course, leave your expectations low. Don't
leave your projections down below right now. Will
yes.
this anime be called Mob Psycho 200?
Maybe.
Or Mob Psycho 100 squared? I'm just trying to think of a appropriate title for, like, you know, second season.
Well, it should be called something like Mob Psycho something.
It's probably just still gonna be Mob Psycho.
Yeah, of course.
Season 2.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like Tokyo Ghoul, which is like Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re, and then Tokyo Ghoul Re Alpha or something.
Yeah, like Re of the Re.
Yeah.
Oh
Tokyo
gosh.
Ghoul Forward.
Yes. So yeah, I think this will be it. Let's see. Yeah, just go ahead and watch this one. It's just 13 episodes. It's not that long. Fully recommended. Good animation, good music, good characters, good fight scenes. Hey guys, this anime has mostly everything. So it fulfills its own genre.
Nice. Good watch.
Indeed.
If you have nothing to watch, just catch up to it like between now and the end of the month, and you'll be ready for season 2. You know. Exactly.
Yeah. That winter kind of anime is just the right spot. All right. So yeah, I think this will be it. All right, guys. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for supporting the channel. This has been Zyber.
This is Shinja from Karibu Kai Play.
And we'll see you guys later.
See ya.